Just before on the day before Sister Nuala left, and together with my companions, we went to say goodbye to her. And we asked her, Sister, since you are already a religious for many years, so what would be your guidance or advice to our younger ones as a priest or as a religious? And she gave us two advices. The first one is, be faithful in your prayer. And second one is, give some rest while you are having busy work. And I think the first one is more important. Be faithful in your prayer. Because many years ago, I had a chance, together with other seminarians, we were able to visit the former bishop of Arch Manila, this diocese. So during the talk, during the conversation, I asked him also, Your Highness Bishop, and what would be your guidance or advice to our younger ones as seminarians? And he also mentioned that to pray and be faithful in prayer. So I think this is the best lesson for us, not only for religious, but for our brothers and sisters who are having marriage life. Be faithful to prayer to the Lord, no matter how busy we are. So in the first reading, it continues to tell the story of Jacob, or we can say Joseph. As we have read from the book of Genesis, Joseph was loved among all his brothers and sisters, and he was the most beloved of his father. But he was sold to Egypt, then later became a prisoner, a slave. Then later he was promoted to become a governor. But throughout all these years, and in a foreign land, he was faithful to the commandment of the Lord, to the religion given by their ancestors. And also today, we can say, where did Saint Joseph get all this tradition, all this faithfulness? It's from his father. Because we can say that Israel set out with all that was his, which means he gathers everything along the journey. So if we have packed all our belongings along the way, we would not take it out, we would not take it down or unpack it or take something. We will keep the position until we reach our destination. This is our usual practice. But when Jacob or Israel arrived at Beersheba, a certain place, he offered sacrifices to the God of his father Isaac. Along the way, there are many inconveniences. It is not really convenient like when you are at home. Everything is at order, then you can choose or you can use anything. But along the journey, Jacob offered God sacrifice. He puts something in more important, which means sacrifice to the Lord. Maybe this is his practice, and later in his dream, God gave him the instruction. Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for there I will make you a great nation. I'm sure that all of us we have some experience for the first time when you go to school, for the first time when you go to market, for the first time you go to a place which are not familiar with you. So, to whom can we rely on? The same thing happened to Jacob when he went to Egypt for the first time. And the most comforting word he got from the Lord is, I am with you always. Not only that, when you go down to Egypt, but also I will also bring you back here after Joseph has closed your eyes. Which means the Lord is with him not only on his journey going to Egypt, but also coming back. But there is one condition or one term asking from the Lord. You need to be faithful to me. So every time, if we want to feel the presence of the Lord, like what Jesus told us in today's gospel, I am sending you like sheep in the midst of wolves. We are living in a world full of temptations, not only when we are alone in our room, but also when we go to malls, go to market, go out of this compound, or go out of the university. We can meet many temptations. It's really like we are living in the midst of wolves. But Jesus also asks us, be shrewd as serpents and simple as doves, and also beware of men. But before anything else, we need to keep our connection with the Lord. No matter how busy we are, find time to pray. I remember that our professor, our class tutor, also shared with us when we were in minor seminary. Because there was 10 years long, very difficult time for the Chinese Catholic. That was from 1966 until 1976. So all the priests and religious, whether they were put into jail or they were expelled from China if you are a foreigner, or they would force you to get married. So in order to keep their own vocation, some of the religious, they prefer to be put into prison or to send to some camp to work. But according to their sharing, all those religious, most of them are priests. How do they preserve their vocation? Their priesthood vocation is to pray. And also, I'm sure that the same thing happened for people from Vietnam. I heard that how do they celebrate Mass? They just pour one drop of water on this hand, then a piece of bread on this hand. So their hands become the altar. This is how the priests, they celebrate the Mass in prison. But this is how they go through, this is how they went through the difficult times. And I can remember that among all the religious, we admire the Mother Teresa's work, the mission of charity sisters, because they gather all the people, the poor people, no matter how dirty it is on their body, but they gather them to the patients, to their community, to clean them. But Mother Teresa pays more attention to how the formation of the novices and the sisters. Once, one sister invited a priest to give a recollection to the sisters. And during that recollection, the priest mentioned that, "Oh sister, you are doing a great job. You are doing the job which the ordinary people cannot do. So your work is already your prayer and take care of your body, take care of your health." So that what this priest has said, it was heard by Mother Teresa. And after this priest had left, Mother Teresa called the attention of their sister, and she said, "From now on, do not ask or do not invite that priest come to our convent again." So the sister was asking, "Why? What happened, Mother?" And then Mother Teresa said, "Because our work cannot replace the position of our prayer which we give to the Lord. How much of the spirit of prayer we put in our work cannot replace our prayer before the Lord." So the Lord asks us, "Do not be afraid when are you in the midst of wolves, but be shrewd as serpents and simple as doves, and also beware of men." But at first, we need to always keep our connection with the Lord, like what Jacob and Joseph did when they were here on earth. May God bless us.